Alright, let's begin. Time to react. Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a reaction video to Everything Wrong with Charri5, a Sonic Heroes video by TonySonic. Now, this is going to be interesting. Let the countdown begin.
Can I take those things off my chair?
2, 1. I will link the video in the description, and check out TonySonic's content, and we're ready for the party. The Metal Overlord. Oh wait.
So, I know he's always been able to do it, but how can Tails fly backwards?
Really?
This sin speaks for itself.
Oh yeah, Tails wishes he could fly for this long.
He actually can fly for that long in canon. We just aren't given that luxury in game, because what fun would there be if you could just fly over everything?
As showcased from Sonic
good
3
thing
and
that Luke was there,
Knuckles.
otherwise you wouldn't know this is a Sonic game.
I'm almost certain that people would know this is a Sonic game by,
That
you know,
introduction
Sonic himself.
scene.
Yo, Tails! Long time no see!
Charri sends the series' most iconic line cliche.
How the fuck did Eggman print out a GIF?
It's not even a GIF. How did Eggman print out sound?
Both of those questions are answered by Eggman being a 300 IQ genius.
Well, this is an Eggman. It's Metal Sonic in disguise, so maybe he used one of Eggman's machines.
Who did Eggman send this
Still,
letter to?
he
Well,
could
it's not even
be
Eggman, it's Metal
a genius.
Sonic, so yeah, who did he send it to and how did he get the address?
What was
Nobody cares!
what was the point of that?
Roll
Okay.
credits.
Still not funny.
3 days, I'll conquer the world. Think you can stop me?
Okay, first off, the letter has no
Well,
laughs.
Sonic has
Second,
stopped you
Sonic didn't even let
before,
Eggman say the
but at
sincerely
least
Eggman
you can
part.
try.
Rude.
You really expected Sonic to be respectful towards Eggman?
Also,
When has
it's
he
pretty
ever?
convenient that in this desert full of rocks, Sonic, while running backwards, didn't crash into anything.
My companion has lived in the desert for a year, and from what he's told me, there are plenty of areas that are just flat stretches of land for long distances.
I mean, seriously, you look at so
Oh
many
sure,
different.
just jump off the high-speed moving jet plane.
Why not? These characters do stuff like that all the time.
Also, no, yeah, the Tornado 2 just totally crashed into something.
I missed the part where that's a sin.
Also,
It could
why
have
the
an
hell is Knuckles
autopilot.
here? Isn't he supposed to be protecting the Master Emerald?
He is, but considering they're facing a world crisis, he needs to be here. Besides, it's a lot easier than dragging the Master Emerald into every single plot they make, especially since he's one of the main trio.
The Master
Why do
Emerald
Eggman's
doesn't
teeth
even
roll
become
along
a
his
big
mouth?
importance
Don't do
later
that.
on
Heroes
throughout
may
the
have
series,
aged a
so
lot better than Adventure 1 and 2, but it's still almost 20 years old at this point. We can give it a little leeway.
Let's fight
Yep.
Eggman!
I mean, I do like the character designs more than Adventure
My
1 and
friends are my
2.
power cliche.
Cliches aren't bad unless they're poorly used, and in this game of all games, it's the central theme for a reason.
Yep.
Look at all those Eggman's robots. Man, that sentence is so wrong, it actually pisses me off.
Everything
What?
pisses you off. Also, Tails' voice
Why?
actor was a literal child. Give him a break.
Well, kids also voiced Tails in previous games, and they didn't mess up their lines.
Yeah, and they also sounded like hot garbage. Before 4Kids came around, there wasn't a single good Tails voice. Don't argue, you know it's true.
Yeah, I don't like his voice in Heroes.
Oh, you don't say. I mean, she's only been chasing you for over 10 years at this point.
Okay, why shouldn't he say that? He could be getting tired of her shenanigans at this point.
Do these buildings have
mean,
huge
seriously.
slot machines on them? Who is the architect in the Sonic universe?
Nobody cares. Sorry, Bob, we can't trust you anymore.
24 hours? Wait, when did you get the letter? Did Seaside Hill and Grand
Hold
Metropolis
on.
take a day each?
Maybe. I fail to see why this even needs questioning.
There's bingo on
Yeah,
the
well,
table.
it's not a big deal, so show me later.
How and why do any of these characters know what bingo
What
is?
do you want? Go
I've played
away.
bingo in any game before.
Easy. They played a game of bingo between games.
Great.
Go away, Jonathan. We'll talk later.
Because this is Sonic Heroes?
Hey.
This suggests that Sonic Heroes isn't fun, and I took extra offense to that.
Also, that sentence should have a question mark, not a period.
I would make this a cliche, but after a lot of thought, I genuinely got nothing.
You already got enough cliches as you speak, so
Wait, then
one
what
less
is it
wouldn't be
right
much
now?
of an issue.
Sunrise? It looks pretty purple to be sunrise.
Hey Charri, take a look at this very real photograph.
Don't you just hate it when your tails go through your head?
Season 14.
Wait, did
I don't
you make
mind-
another egg hawk? You abandoned the last one.
After it was destroyed.
And he put it on the albatross, so of
Why
course
is
it's
this
a
Eggman fake on the
combination.
ground? We just saw him escape on the Eggmobile.
Well, this is Metal Sonic in disguise, so what likely happened was that he sent an Eggman robot skyward in the Eggmobile and hid here in disguise so he could copy Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles' data.
Sonic!
That's a good reason. I always thought they'd just knock it out of the
What does that
sky
even mean? How would
after
you
the
know it's
boss
not?
fight.
Tails clearly inspected it thoroughly while Sonic noticed the egg fleet.
They're trying to take us down to the swamp! Hurry!
We interrupt Sonic Heroes to bring you Florida.
Charri makes a real-life reference that doesn't even fit since this is just one giant alligator as opposed to gators being fucking everywhere.
Just ridiculous.
Wonder what the big rush is all about. Bet you those guys will end up getting in my way and making trouble.
Hey, isn't that...
No Tails, Shadow.
He was talking to Sonic while pointing at
Just
Shadow.
fantastic.
Long time no see, boy.
Charri sends the series' most iconic line cliche.
I wonder how many more times he's going to do it.
For nothing. We'll take it from here.
What'd you say?
Too bad you had to come all this way for nothing. We'll take it from here.
Heh funny. But seriously, Knuckles meant that as a threat.
Sensors locked on Eggman. Non-compliant intruders will be destroyed.
Didn't you know? We have a date with Eggman, too!
Ah,
How many of these dumb jokes are you gonna use?
I'm sorry, man. This scene just merits them.
And yet, no one's laughing.
ha ha ha. There's my laugh.
That's my line!
When have you ever said something that dark before?
That wasn't even mildly dark. What? People can't say the word die in kids' games.
Sonic, you sure
Yeah, a lot of people can say that, so it's fine.
Wait, how? Didn't we beat Shadow into the swamp? Was Eggman even in Frog Forest?
Unlike Adventure 1, there are canon outcomes to the character battles. Judging from Sonic's dialogue, I'd say Team Dark escaped after being beaten by Team Sonic. Meanwhile, Eggman probably was in Frog Forest towards the end of the stage.
Yep.
Eggman's got some serious problems. Look at that statue!
Funny that you mentioned the narcissistic statue of Eggman, but you don't mention anything about the Neo Metal Sonic statue, which we have to see, by the way.
Maybe he doesn't recognize it. It's been a bit since Sonic last saw Metal Sonic, and he's never looked like that before.
And besides,
the
we
hell's
barely
making the
see
ships
Metal
explode?
Sonic
All
throughout
we
the
did was beat
game.
Eggman.
We see
Well, considering
Eggman a
the
lot
Death Egg exploded after
until
beating the Death Egg
end
robot
of the
in Sonic
game.
2, this makes total sense.
What's with this outfit? And how come we never see it again?
Because you don't need to. Sure, it's a cool outfit, but it doesn't need to appear again.
I found Eggman's secret treasure.
How come we've never gotten to play this game? The one where Rouge infiltrates Eggman's base.
Rouge not getting
Because
her own game does
it's
not translate to a sin
Sonic
of this
Heroes.
game. Besides, of all the characters in this franchise
supposed to
that
be
deserve their own
team
game, I
style.
guarantee you, Rouge is not one of them. People want a Chaotix game sooner than a Rouge game.
Yeah, because Knuckles
Why are you acting surprised
Chaotix
just
is kind
now?
of
Did you not
forgotten.
see Shadow in the pod when you entered
It would be
the
cool
room?
to see
No,
that game
because she was
redone.
focused on the console that would open the capsule rather than what was in the capsule.
Now I get it. Now I know what this is all about. You're mad at Eggman for sealing you in this room.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever explained why Eggman would just can his most recent E-Series robot.
I think the manual says...
The manual doesn't count. What kind of story relies on an external media to fully explain the story? If I'm watching a movie, I shouldn't have to read a book detailing why certain events happen, unless it's not vital to the overall story.
That's the
Does it
whole
really matter
purpose.
why Omega's here?
It's not so much why is Omega here, more so why did Eggman lock Omega up? It obviously wasn't Metal Sonic because later on he says, meaning he only knew of Omega's existence. Was it a security measure? I just can't think of a motive.
The manual does too count. If it were, say, a
Yep.
comic book that you had to purchase separately from the game, then you would have a
Epic
point.
foreshadowing.
But the manual is something you get
That'll
with the
probably be
game at
saved for
launch.
later
Heck,
on.
even today, you can buy copies of the game that come with the manual. But since you evidently refuse to read so much as a sticky note, I'm gonna read it for you.
Please, be my guest.
The last and most powerful of Dr. Eggman's E-Series robots, decommissioned and
I wish
left in
Omega
prison
could
at
come
the
back
base,
in the latest
Omega
series
was
again.
reactivated by mistake as Rouge released Shadow.
As for a potential reason as to why, my guess is that Eggman figured the E series was a failure, and it's implied that Omega's been here for quite a long time, meaning that Omega was built long before the events of this game.
If
I
Shadow
mean,
can't remember
showcase from,
anything,
like,
why did he
Adventure
save
1.
Rouge? Especially if this Shadow may or may not be an android.
With or without memories, Shadow is still a hero. It's only thanks to this, and these that people think Shadow is just an edgelord.
And still think of it to this
Now,
day.
You two make up so we can start looking for Eggman together.
Oh, I forgot. Shoot.
Oh yeah, baby. This makes us a team.
What? Really? That's probably the weirdest reason to become friends ever.
This is nothing.
Well,
Trust me,
this is
series comes
fine
up with worse
enough.
reasons for them fighting each other.
I mean, if we saw Omega a lot more, this would be a lot of changes.
If you're trying to impersonate Eggman, you shouldn't be saying shit like that. You're kind of blowing your cover.
He said that to himself. Notice how the line following is noticeably louder?
That Eggman is behind.
He's gotta make sure,
Yeah, Shadow, no
because
shit.
you
Were you
would
not there in the
think
opening cutscene?
Omega
where,
can
you know,
scare
Rouge and Omega
through
kept repeating
the
his name for
costumes.
causing the common issue?
Shadow didn't know who Eggman was. Now that he's seen him, he's gotten a better grasp on the situation. Besides, you point out the obvious every day. Stop acting like you're the better man.
I'm
Also,
the
why does
big
Rouge
boy.
not just tell
Not
Shadow
really.
about the events of Sonic Adventure 2? She's the only one close to Shadow that was there, for fuck's sake.
Right now, her only objective is to find Eggman's treasure. She can talk to Shadow about it later.
Whatever it takes, he's mine. Any objections?
No.
Negative. Whoa, whoa, whoa. First off, what the hell do you mean negative? Wasn't the one with the personal beef Omega? All Rouge wants is his treasure, which she doesn't even know what it is at this point, and Shadow doesn't even know what he wants yet. And second, well, yeah, that's my point. Why does Rouge even want to go at Eggman? All she wants is the treasure.
One,
Because
Omega
he
said
has
negative
it.
because he knows that Rouge can help
I
him
mean,
get
seriously,
to Eggman.
she's a
He doesn't
treasure
want to start a
hunter. What
fight.
would you expect
And
out of
second,
her?
Rouge needs to take down Eggman in order to get to his treasure.
What do you think you're doing here?
Who's this broad?
Did Vector just call Rouge a broad? This game was rated E.
Oh no, a character said something slightly dirty. We better change that E to an M right away. What? It's only one line in the whole 15-hour game? Doesn't matter, change it now!
I mean, seriously, a lot of characters say that in
Man, Rouge
E-rated
just picked a fight for the
games.
sake of picking a fight. Does she know
So-
Team Chaotix?
Well, no, but
It's
she
fine
has
the
her
way it
suspicions.
is. Just
Granted, they turn out to be
ridiculous on,
wrong,
like,
but
why
Rouge isn't
it's a big
exactly
deal.
cool when it comes to treasure.
So why is Shadow agreeing with everything Rouge says? He doesn't even know what's going on.
Those are very slight head movements. It's a little hard to confidently make assumptions, and even if he is, how do you know he doesn't know what's going on? If he's agreeing with her, then he obviously knows.
Also, he wants to learn more. He could probably get the answers out of Rouge.
How do you know that? They were literally doing nothing and you called them out.
Honest Bigum sins the same thing twice cliche.
Doctor!
Tell me, Doctor. What was I doing? Asleep on that base? And what about my memory?
Your memory? What memory? You have no past to remember.
Wait, does Metal Sonic now know about the cloning stuff? Or is he just saying that?
He's just saying that. Like Metal Sonic knows that this is the real Shadow.
Metal Sonic doesn't even care at this point. He's
If
still
anything,
the bad
Shadow and
guy,
Omega
so
are
that's
its
what he's
and
gonna
Rouge is a
do.
she.
Except this is the real Shadow, and Omega is always referred to as a he.
I shake my fist at you, Eggman decoy.
You haven't done that one in a while.
Yeah, well.
Nice try, but no cigar.
Okay, so
And I
what
even
the fuck
lost
is going
one.
on here? Is that the Shadow we've been controlling since the start?
I guess not. That would kind of put an end to the whole is he or isn't he plotline.
Well then, why is there a random Shadow android here?
Not only that, but why is it destroyed? We never fought an android.
This android was on the egg albatross. It's broken due to us destroying the blimp.
Plus, there was a little build-up to this through the many capsules similar to Shadows sprinkled throughout the level.
I would probably have to. I don't know if he was like in it during the boss fight, but it would make sense. Still need to finish the game.
But the Shadow in Heroes is a Shadow android! And you know that because you said it yourself earlier!
You have no past to remember.
So, obviously, you know that's not the real Shadow. Hence, he can't have the ultimate lifeform data.
Still,
or
he
at
can
least not
copy the
original data
moves
created by Gerald.
and
He's a
what they
robot.
know
Did Eggman encode all the
and
androids with the same
everything.
data? Why?
Hey, Dingus. This is one of the clues that this is indeed the real Shadow. Metal Sonic only said that because he didn't know if that was the real Shadow and didn't care about revealing Shadow's past. Assuming he knew anything at all, which I highly doubt. Now that he's copied Shadow's data, he knows for certain that Shadow in Heroes is the real Shadow.
Wonder what the big rush is all about. Bet you those guys will end up getting in my way and making trouble.
Getting in your way of what? Finding Eggman's treasure? If anything, Team Sonic would be helping you. The only one they wouldn't interfere with, in fact, is you, because you're not seeking answers or revenge.
Well, they're after Eggman too, and Eggman safeguards the treasure. While working together would be a better option, Rouge is fixated on that treasure to the point where she doesn't entirely think straight.
You know, she'll probably think, oh, they're gonna steal the treasure.
Seriously, Rouge, what are you talking about? You both have way different goals. I mean, sure, you're both taking down
It's gonna take a lot
Eggman,
more than
but doing it
words
for
to just,
different
like,
reasons.
convince each
You could
other.
just team up and make the job easier.
Honest Bigum sends the same thing twice, cliche.
Yep.
A date with Eggman too.
Is that so? Well then, it'll be a date to die for.
What the hell is Shadow getting cocky about with his cheesy lines? Seriously, does he have a memory or not? Why would he remember having a rivalry with Sonic, but not teaming up with him at the end, which, by the way, Team Sonic knows what happened too! Why aren't they bothering to talk to Shadow either?
First of all, memory and personality are two
This is
different
just-
things. You can lack most of your memory and still have a personality. It's what Bayonetta had. And second, they actually
Sonic
do try to talk to
Frontiers when
him.
it launches.
That's the best way to greet those you haven't seen in a while.
What do you think, Omega?
Sensors jammed.
But since he doesn't really try to focus on gameplay a lot.
How very convenient that your sensors are jammed.
Or it's almost certainly Metal Sonic's doing.
Metal Sonic is a robot, so there's your answer.
can't hear you! You seem to have caught a case of the Sonic Adventure 2 sound mixing!
Oh, please. This doesn't even compare to SA1 and 2's absurdly loud music. You
I can hear
that
it.
perfectly fine.
Subtitles. Subtitles. I don't need to say anything about the subtitles.
Wait, what? You do know that's another fake, right? That wasn't really your target.
He doesn't know that's a fake. He probably just assumes that's oil from the Egg Emperor around Eggman's corpse.
Let's find that secret treasure.
Is
How would Rouge know where to go to find the secret treasure?
She
review.
doesn't. That's why she said, let's find the secret treasure.
Maybe some intel from Gun?
Hey, that's a good point. Is Rouge even working for Gun in this game, or is she just treasure hunting?
Well,
at
Gun
the end of
isn't
Sonic
really
Adventure 2, she
mentioned
did
throughout
say
this
she
whole
was giving
game,
up that line of
so...
work.
Well, yeah, but in that other game, she's working for them again.
In this game, she's just treasure hunting. Also, one of my viewers actually gave me some information about Rouge's role in SA2. She actually wasn't working for Gun previously. She was working as a special agent for the president and only becomes part of Gun in Shadow.
Did I ever tell you that Shadow is a
If
robot?
he would actually, like, do research on the
if the
game's
Shadow
history
Heroes
and
is an
such,
android,
then
why was
there
he
would be
locked up in
more
isolation?
info about, like, the
All the
sins
rest of them
and
are
such.
here aboard the Egg Fleet. Also, why are the rest of them here on the Egg Fleet?
Well, to answer your first question, it's obviously because the one locked up in the beginning is the real Shadow, right?
Well, you'd think that, but Omega starts shooting at Shadow as soon as Rouge lets him out of the pod. Omega even looks at Rouge twice, but never shoots at her. Omega even says,
Because that's what he
why would Omega
thought.
shoot at Shadow if he wasn't an android?
Maybe as a failsafe? What if that's why this one Shadow
Oh
and
boy,
Omega
this
were
scene
locked
is
in the
probably
same
gonna,
room so
like,
that anyone tried
get a
to
lot
free
of
Shadow, Omega
explanation.
could stop Shadow from getting away?
Okay, I see your point, but why then would Eggman not tell Omega that? In Sonic Adventure, we see Eggman give all the E-Series robots clear instructions on what their objectives are. Sure, some of them are idiots that capture purple frogs instead of green ones, but Eggman's always been pretty clear when handing out instructions. Why wouldn't he tell Omega what Omega's purpose was?
Well,
But wait,
because we never
if
saw
our
Omega
Shadow
in
is
the
an
previous
android and
adventure
Omega
games.
was left to protect it, why would Eggman set it up so it's only this robot that's getting protected? A backup?
I don't know! That's what I'm asking!
Wow, you guys
Oh,
wasted
boy.
5 whole sins on one singular topic that you were debating. As I've said constantly,
Could've just made it
this
one.
is the real Shadow. The fact that he was held isolated from the androids, who are obviously on the Egg Fleet to help Eggman conquer the world, is another hint that he's real. Also, Omega was decommissioned for a very long time. Eggman wouldn't tell anything to a decommissioned robot, nor would Omega know that Shadow wasn't a robot due to the circumstance. Yeah, Shadow's signature was different from Rouge's organic signature when inside the pod, but outside the pod, it's exactly the same. Plus, you guys should know that this is intentionally kept a mystery for the sake of giving Shadow his own game that answered it, which at the time was very much welcome. Then the game released.
And it wasn't good. Which I don't think I would be playing. Like, is it as bad as Sonic 06 or worse?
Good luck.
You know about cloning. The original must exist somewhere.
Whoa, back up. Are you telling me that even Omega doesn't know if Shadow's the real Shadow? You know, the robot with ID sensors?
Well, to be fair, his sensors could still be jammed, but what he is implying is that he knew about Eggman's cloning, so he knows Shadow is an android. Why didn't he say anything?
I'm getting really tired of this. Omega knows
This is
about
just getting
cloning,
ridiculous.
just not about Shadow's cloning. Until now. Shadow is real.
If he really wanted to know about it, he could have just played like Shadow the Hedgehog and get a better understanding. Like, what came first, Heroes or Shadow the Hedgehog?
What the hell does that mean? Do you have a memory or not?
That was a remark about Rouge still going after treasure despite the whole adventure they've been on. It's not indicative of him remembering anything.
Rouge, I cannot
I
hear you!
can kind of hear.
Charri sins the same thing twice, cliche.
Who took this photo?
Oh my god, who the hell
I knew that was gonna
cares?
happen.
Okay, so apparently this is supposed to be a photo of Metal Sonic with Froggy and Chocola, but we know that's Boosh because Metal Sonic only has 3 quills and Neo Metal Sonic's quills don't look
He
like
could
that.
be disguised
Oh,
as
he can
that.
shapeshift.
Why would he shapeshift into an actual Sonic? What, did he know someone was going to take this
He
photo?
did that as a cover-up.
The first sin was answered by Honest Bigums, and the second sin is answered by Metal Sonic not wanting anyone to suspect anything. Would they really question Sonic?
Okay, so
Yep.
Chao never really shown their abilities in the game so far.
You mean other than having the ability to get trampled?
Shut up. But how can they
Shut
grab
up.
stuff like the newspaper? Their hands are literally just blobs.
He says during the same scene of a rabbit flying with her ears. Her ears.
Logic, and we're
Luckily,
not
the
gonna
hook went
question
through
that
Cream's
because,
clothes
you know.
and not through Cream herself.
Biggs is a skilled fisherman. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, not this again.
Oh,
Would you go away? You're not even a part of this collab.
at least you don't have to do that
What was
fishing
that all about?
mechanic like in Adventure
Oh
1.
no, he's back. Don't worry, guys. I'll dispose of him. DT, no. Put the shotgun down. I never get to use this thing.
And you probably never will. Now then, Big's actually pretty alright in this game, so
Yep.
don't complain.
We don't have to do his fishing
did you
mini
just call
games
her?
again like we did in
Cream's like
Adventure
6.
1.
Yeah, man, not cool.
20 sins for the inappropriate joke involving a child.
He said, ooh.
You lost the stupid frog again? Are you joshing me?
He was stolen from Big. It's not his fault.
And besides, we don't have to do the fishing stuff again, so it's fine.
Ah, shoot. So close.
What? Okay. Don't tell me.
Ah, to be 12 again.
Boring.
Yawn.
My heart is never wrong. Then it must be so.
Was that sarcasm? 6-year-old smartass?
No, it wasn't. And even if it was, what's the problem?
I'll tell you what's the problem. You can't be a smartass.
Amy, what are you doing here?
Sonic, this time there's no way out of marrying me.
Scene does not contain surprise furry lap dance.
What's your fixation with furry lap dances?
That's
It's
what
not a
I'm
fixation.
like.
I see an opportunity and I seize it.
Well, you shouldn't seize it because Amy is a 12-year-old, you pervert.
Oh,
Just ridiculous.
he did that just so he could get away.
Did what? Fall off the stage? Does Team Rose canonically win that fight?
Here we go again with canonicity.
What?
And while we're at it, you spelt it with 2 N's, not 3. That's like the weapon.
You know what? I have the right mind to cancel this collab right now, man.
Please don't.
No,
Please
Team
don't.
Sonic canonically won that fight. Cream's dialogue makes the most sense from that perspective.
Also, I'm willing to bet that last exchange was Logan's reaction when you tried to send Dark Bowser. Yes, we're still holding on to that. Deal with it.
Don't worry, I'm fine with that.
Really?
I mean, seriously,
Wow, the
the
execution
game
of this
just
conversation really falls
has
flat
like
on its face.
its own
Like they
story
didn't even read the
perspective of
I
going
feel
over
like that
what's
only
going
really
on.
applies to Amy's voice actor. Cream's did perfectly fine.
I know what to do. Find Eggman and I'll find my Sonic.
I mean, this plan makes sense conceptually, but in hindsight and with that logic, you should have met up with Sonic when you fought Eggman the first time, too.
You have a point, but she does end up being right in the end, so no one's really in the wrong here.
As showcased from the end of
Okay, now
this
you're
story
just being an
mode.
ass.
Charri Sin's characterization cliche.
He says that every single time you beat Robot Carnival and Robot
they could
Storm.
not have made that creepier.
He's a cat fisherman. How is that weird?
She says Chocola is close.
Cream is a 6-year-old that understands Chow and can fly with her ears, which, by the way, apparently is strong enough to carry a hedgehog, a big-ass cat at the same time, and knows how to grind on rails. Cream is a badass.
Honest Bigum sends something he likes cliche. Also, if you think Cream is a badass in Heroes, you should see her in Advance too.
I mean, seriously, she can just use her Chow to wreck the
Her
bosses.
tone says statement, but the subtitles tell me otherwise.
Typos aren't sins. They're nitpicks.
But still count him as a sin, so,
This
well,
is a good point. So are all these stories happening at the same time, or what's going on here? Did Metal Sonic make 4 different egg albatrosses? Because
I mean,
all these
Eggman's
stories
a
apparently are
genius, he
happening
can build whatever he
simultaneously.
wants.
Well, that would also mean that there are 4 different Metal Sonics, which, yeah, no.
Okay, this is where things get complicated, so bear with me.
I
so,
will.
looking at the cutscenes, some of the fake Eggman after both the Egg Albatross and Egg Emperor fights reveal to be Metal Sonic, but others don't. Plus, some of the stages are shorter and longer depending on who you play as, meaning certain teams get ahead and fall back, but all end
Team
in the
Rose's
same spot.
stages
As for
were,
the
like,
fake
shorter,
Eggman, my personal
but
theory
Team
is that
Dark's
3 out of the
stages
4 of
were
them are just
pretty
Eggman
long.
robots made by Metal Sonic. In the Egg Albatross instance, after Team Rose, judging from all the different cutscenes, defeats it, Metal Sonic activates another Eggman robot and waits for the other teams to catch up so he can copy all their data. I hope all that made sense.
I mean, he wants to learn their data because, you know,
Wait,
he's gonna
Chow
use
can say more than
all their
Chow?
data power for the final battle.
Yes.
A chow napping.
You say that like it's news. You kinda knew it was a chow napping and a frog napping from the beginning.
No, they didn't. All they knew was that Sonic had them both for some reason. They didn't think he stole them.
If they think of that, then why would he steal them anyway? Gotta realize it's Metal
Why are they
Sonic.
turning around? What, just because Team Chaotix is in the way? They can go past them.
They can, but they don't want to put up with Team Chaotix right now.
I bet you're the ones who took Chocola Chow.
So, how did this go down? We never see Chocola ever again, so did Metal Sonic steal Chocola from a chow garden, or...?
Possibly, but where Chocola was and went isn't that important since they're a one-off character.
And never to be seen again.
Tease? At what moment were they teasing them?
When Vector said,
Jade! You think this is a joke, you little brat?
There's gotta be a major misunderstanding here, but we can't back down now.
Here we go. Lose to a bunch of losers like you.
Not bad, but it won't be so easy from here on.
Jeez, man, why are all the team fights this easy?
Why are you sending them now? You let
What?
the character battles and adventure go, and they're even easier in that game. At least these character battles have the potential to last longer thanks to them.
I struggle with Team Rose
Then
as
again, the
Team
only time they ever had
Chaotix
character
because they
battles
kept
right was in
spamming their
Generations.
power
Don't try to argue,
ability,
you know it's true.
which annoyed me.
Mustache monkey.
Huh. Considering these are all animals, isn't that racist?
Have you seen a monkey in this series yet?
No.
Heck, do we see a monkey at all?
No, not really.
Battle before? What? You too, Mr. Big?
If by in battle you mean literally all he did was cast his lure at a water monster to rescue a stupid pet that doesn't even love him, then yes, Big has been in battle.
Chaos still attacked Big during that fight. Also, Froggy does too love him. It's just that 90% of the time, someone steals him from Big.
And there was a good reason why Froggy left him in Adventure 1. The Chaos Emerald.
Totally Eggman's fault.
Yeah, if anything, he's the reason they even met.
actually, Amy met Sonic due to reading her tarot cards. Yes, Amy does card reading.
Also, Sonic is constantly rushing off to fight Eggman, so Amy is somewhat right.
I mean, with Eggman causing destruction, yeah, Sonic will be there to try to stop
Chocola
him.
and Froggy were Eggman all along.
I knew it.
No.
Wait, Metal Sonic's copying Chaos data? Then why the hell was Froggy needed? Just because the frog swallowed a Chaos Emerald at one time? If that's the case, why didn't you just copy the data from when you copied Shadow's ultimate lifeform data? He's absorbed all 7. If that is the real Shadow, that is.
Maybe it's because Froggy was actually inside Chaos.
Well, then Metal Sonic should have stolen the lure Big used to rescue Froggy. It would have been just as good.
No one gives a
No.
shit about a stupid lore. Besides, Big's more than likely disposed of it by now. Anyways, Froggy was needed because he swallowed a Chaos Emerald, was inside Chaos, and got possessed by Chaos. They explicitly
don't need to say
showed it
anything.
then, man.
You can explain
Honestly,
it
you
for
should have
me.
expected this since he paid attention
Even
to
though
Diddley
you're doing the
Squat when he
video,
played
but-
that game.
You know, there's the big reasons.
Huh. Pretty convenient that both Team Sonic and Team Rose landed on the same ship after fighting the same boss at the same time.
I've already explained my stance on the multiple egg albatrosses, so the same should apply for the Egg Emperor, just with, looking at the cutscenes, Team Sonic as the first.
I mean, seriously, they even meet even during, like, Team
Is he
Sonic's
listening to their
ending.
theme song? A bit narcissistic, not gonna lie.
Oh, please.
Why
If you had your
is
own
that
theme
a
song
sin?
that kicked ass, I guarantee you'd be listening to that quite a bit. Oh, wait. You do.
Do they have furniture outside? These are clearly couches, and these look a lot like trees and bushes.
Charri points out things on the screen cliche.
I don't know why that's important, despite the fact we never get to see that room again, but okay.
Who did Eggman hear about Team Chaotix from?
You do realize he's fought them before, right?
Wait, Knuckles Chaotix is canon?
Ah, who knows?
Actually, someone at Sega went on record to state that the Chaotix, as we know them, are more so reimaginings of the originals from Knuckles Chaotix. That doesn't mean it's canon. With that said,
If
these
it
guys
was
are
that
detective
bad
agents.
ending
They more
where
than
Metal
likely have
Sonic destroys the
advertisements.
city could have been
Also, wait,
truly
if Eggman
canon,
is locked
but
up,
yeah.
how did he send the radio to Team Chaotix?
He's got an IQ of 300. He found a way somehow.
I mean, seriously. You
I
think
got a bad
locking him
feeling about
in
this
just
cliche.
one
That is
giant
not a
room
cliche.
is gonna
That is something
be
people
a
say when they're
problem?
concerned.
Let's go!
Yes, sir!
Roger.
No Vector.
It wasn't funny before, and it's not funny now.
He's just saying that.
Who are playing games with my army?
Sorry, just part of the job.
That's the evil genius, Dr. Eggman.
Doctor Who?
Charmy, your Hoovian is showing.
And that's 30 cents for pointing out a 6-year-old bee's crotch.
Seriously? What?
Change your mind.
I do not.
Here.
No,
So
I
we
do
can
not.
make the rent.
Well, you could sell the huge freaking gold chain around your neck.
And ruin his style? Hell no.
Why is even worth
Also,
anything?
the rent? No one else in the Sonic universe pays rent except for Team Chaotix. What's the currency? Rings? Because if so, you do realize you're collecting them by the buttload as you carry out your missions.
It's clearly not rings if they're still concerned about their pay. Even if it was, it's also implied that business is very slow for these guys. And while rings are plentiful, they're not endless.
Who's this fraud? Our client's adversary, perhaps.
I'm surprised that Eggman isn't chiming in here.
Well, they're already going to fight each other, so it wouldn't make a difference if he did.
No, not really.
Okay, A, disguise ourselves? We never disguise ourselves. And B, a test of luck? What is this, Fire Emblem?
Charri
Another
makes a
mention
video
about
game
Fire
reference
Emblem,
that
but
isn't
never gonna
necessarily
sin
game cliche.
again.
I'm surprised it took us this long to make that one.
And so begins the series of Boosh missions that no other team had to go through in order to advance the exact same levels, but that Team Chaotix has to, for some reason. Number 1.
First of all, they started back at the first stage. Second, Team Chaotix's missions are what
seriously,
differentiate
you
them
would
from
call
the
it the
other
first
teams.
stage
and you are
meaningless?
told why you're doing these every single time. It's not like all of them suck. Just one of them does.
And that one is probably the one that involves Mystic Mansion.
Number 2.
Number 2.
That must be...
What?
It's probably going to continue that.
Now?
Secret weapons must be aboard that ship. Destroy it before it reaches the canyon.
I thought we were already at the canyon.
Technically, we're above the canyon. They gotta stop him before he goes into the canyon.
Carefully. There's a jungle just to the north of here. Go there immediately.
Why? Literally nothing we do in the jungle, which, by the way, is called Frog Forest for some reason, has anything to do with Eggman or Metal Sonic other than his robots being there.
You forget about the Chao mission, which is an attempt to stop Metal Sonic from copying Chaos data.
I mean, it's part of the mission.
Number 3.
Number 333.
I bet you $5 you're gonna make that like a lot of sins once he mentions it again.
This is one I can understand a bit more because of the whole chaos data thing, but there are hundreds of thousands of Chao around the world. What's protecting just 10 of them gonna do? Number 4.
Metal Sonic's forces are currently in this jungle.
I'm waiting
they
for
may
that
not be
number
able to stop
5.
his forces elsewhere, but they can stop him here. Also, you admit that this is something important they do, yet you don't bother to rectify your earlier sin. Number 4444.
444444. Okay.
Wait, why? Eggman specifically, and quite explicitly I might add, told you to rescue 10 Chao. The mission doesn't end at 9. You have to find 10 Chao. Why are you asking to take cheese?
I'm guessing this takes place when they're trying to get the 10th Chao. That, or they miscounted how many Chao they saved.
And they think they're enemies.
Huge misunderstanding.
That wasn't a misunderstanding, dickweed. You literally did nothing to explain yourselves, and even if you had, you explicitly said,
Now hand over that Chao nice and easy.
You really think
something you
flimsy
say when
words
you're
are
about to
gonna
want
like
something.
convince
It was a
them?
misunderstanding
So-
on their parts, and they couldn't have explained themselves because things had escalated too far.
I mean, seriously.
Sure made fools out of ourselves.
talk about it. You lost your temper just because Amy thought you wanted to ask her out. You were actually really polite and shit.
Charri sins something he agrees with, cliche.
I don't even know why those are sins.
Charmy B.
I get that Charmy isn't the best
Seriously?
character, but he's also 6 years old. Name one 6-year-old that wouldn't act like that.
He's one of the characters I can tolerate.
Number 5.
Number 5555.
Number 6.
This is gonna cost you extra.
Cost him extra? You were going to do it anyway. Literally during the first boss, you said this is part of the job.
Yes, but they've been on this for so long that Vector's demanding more payment for their muscle.
I mean, seriously, it's not like hey, they want
That's
to
not
do
what the
this for
subtitles
free.
say. They say you're in jam, which is much more delicious.
Typos aren't sins.
Since when have they ever been sins?
Vector literally punches down the door to the room where Eggman was locked in. Then what the hell was the point of the last mission where we collected all the keys to open the door?
The Chaotix didn't know that Vector was going to punch down the door. Why would they?
Besides, the keys could have been used for opening the door.
You're kidding, right? He literally did everything he could to blow that for you.
He didn't do everything. He only gave himself away once, and that was due to Vector baiting Eggman. SBO did have some suspicions, but Charmy was quick to brush it off.
There was something strange about
I mean, seriously, they didn't even mention about it.
Part of being a good detective. Were we fooled that easily?
You were. You suck at being a ninja, and Charmy just sucks.
Hey, SBO is a
Come
good
on.
ninja. He's just a decent detective. And Charmy doesn't suck either. He's just mildly annoying and not too bright.
Hold on, you guys.
I mean, I don't really mind these characters.
Besides, I plan on paying you. You'll be rewarded handsomely for helping me. As soon as I conquer the world, I will pay you.
Wait, what? Why not just pay them now? How else did you manage to finance all these robots in a flying fortress and shit?
He doesn't finance anything. He built it all himself with materials he probably stole. I feel like it should be obvious that he's trying to weasel his way out of this sticky situation.
I mean, seriously, he has the IQ and...
Holy bananas, that was dark.
Sending this frankly hilarious scene. That's worth these many sins.
Oh man, I can't wait to defeat Last Evil.
You should. It's fantastic. But why
I mean,
is that
seriously.
a sin?
I don't know, the way it's worded.
Didn't Charmy sting Eggman like a million times? How is he not dead?
Charmy or Eggman?
Yes.
Eggman can survive his own machines exploding in his face. A bunch of bee stings is nothing. Also,
I mean, that's
Charmy ain't that
showcasing
kind
multiple of
bee.
his boss fights.
Fortunately, all the teams finished their adventures at the same time and we're all headed to the same place.
That's called storytelling. It's
I mean,
literally
seriously,
impossible
have
to
you
make a
seen
story
other
without
games
this kind
trying
of
to do this?
We interrupt Sonic Heroes to bring you a scene from Independence Day.
You haven't done that in a while either.
Right?
Charry makes a pop culture reference while laughing at his own joke cliche.
Now comes this epic scene. I mean, in a good way, okay?
Wow, he's still transforming.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys can go check out Honest Bigum's channel, where we did another collab, where we review Shadow the Hedgehog, the first game I ever did an Everything Wrong With parody of.
Wait, really?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, is he still transforming?
43 seconds worth of transformation.
Come on, 43 seconds isn't that long. You're just an impatient gamer. Need I remind you that he's transforming from an average-sized robot into a gigantic dragon? In fact, here's a rough size comparison.
I can see the picture. I mean, seriously,
I'm
it
laughing
is a
so
really
hard
good.
I'm crying. Or not.
I can't laugh. I lost my sense of humor years ago. Not really, I still have a sense of humor.
Wait, how does he know? Was this Eggman's plan originally?
Well, considering the Chao mission, it just might have been.
If only we had the 7 Chaos Emeralds!
Well, it's funny enough, we
where
have...
Did she pull that out of? Never mind, I don't want to know.
She pulled
Come
that from
on.
Hammer Space, not the other area.
Why do a 6-year-old rabbit, a fisherman cat, a treasure-hunting bat with boobs, okay, admittedly, that one I understand, a robot built by Eggman, by the way, a ninja that has shitty detective skills, and a 6-year-old bee that should be dead by now, all each have a Chaos Emerald?
Yeah, if you were smart, you got all the emeralds as Team Rose.
Speaking personally, I got the second emerald with Team Sonic, the first with Team Dark, and the rest with Team Rose. That aside, this scene shows that
I think I got
canonically, each team got a
few
couple of the emeralds. Gameplay
from
does
Team
not
Rose.
apply. Also, can you not point out a woman's breast like that? It's gross. And that goes for my audience, too.
Also,
Trust me,
if
I will not.
Omega has the green emerald, what the hell was Shadow using during Team Dark's Team Blast?
The green emerald. She simply grabbed it from Omega. How is that not obvious?
Hey guys, we'll buy
Failing
you
to
some time.
understand the
That way you can use your
obvious.
superpowers.
What about you, Mr. Ultimate Life Form? You have a super form too.
I think 4 super people is overdoing it. Besides,
Yeah.
Shadow has to help out Rouge and Omega.
I don't even know you guys, but I assume you're in, right?
Dude, they met at the end of Knuckles Chaotix.
So that game is canon.
How should I know?
Damn it!
It's not
Look
canon,
into
and
it.
we're all better off for it. Funnily enough, your mock saying is exactly what Sonic is suggesting, and they are in as well.
I mean, everyone's here to stop Metal Overlord.
Breaking the fourth wall?
Isn't a sin. Why don't you get that?
Because he
Also,
doesn't.
My friends are my power cliche?
We explained this earlier.
So we don't need any more
Oh, hell
explanations.
no, are you transforming again?
Relax. This time's barely even 10 seconds.
Sin?
Charri sends the series' most
Knew
iconic
it.
line cliche.
No purpose of destroying you. But I can never seem to defeat you. Which is why I transform my own body with my own
Okay,
hands.
we have the why, but we still don't really have the how.
Have you not
we
seen
do.
his introduction
It's
of him
literally been shown
transforming?
throughout the game, dumbass.
We come. You all ready?
Of course!
We're with you until the end.
And Knuckles meant that. They're still here to this day. Oh, you meant... Never mind.
Wow, dude, that was cold.
Well,
At this point, I'm practically falling asleep.
Don't worry, I'll do the sleeping for you.
It's not over yet.
I mean, we've been doing work. It takes a lot to bring down a giant
I know.
robot.
For this song, at least.
yeah.
Oh, hell no! You do not get to involve an incredible song like What I'm Made Of in a sin.
It's no use. But why can't I defeat you?
How come Neo Metal Sonic has a deeper voice than Metal Overlord?
Nobody cares. Nobody. And you need to shut up.
Also, how
Thank
did Metal
you.
Sonic transform into Neo Metal Sonic? That's kind of never explained.
In-game, yes, but a quick Google search reveals that Metal Sonic used the power of the Master Emerald to transform into Neo Metal Sonic. Now, you could
Oh,
argue that this should have been explained in the game, but given that
the Master
Neo Metal
Emerald
Sonic
was
has like
involved.
5 minutes of screen time before evolving into the more dangerous Metal Overlord, which is explained in-game, I'd say we can let this one slide.
Imagine Metal Sonic constantly using it. If anyone could use the Master Emerald to, like, for power, then yeah.
What the hell does that even mean?
It's just an excuse for all credits.
Does this really need explaining?
No.
Nope.
Good.
12-year-old panty shot.
You were on a list of some kind, man.
Dude, would you just...
No, you need to be called out for your awful sex jokes involving underage women.
It was my turn, but whatever.
It's all good.
Sure has his hands full.
I guess I'm out of here too. I think I'll go hunt for someone else's.
She never gives up, does she?
And thus, we never heard of the Master Emerald ever again.
Well, that's not true. What about...
Not canon.
What game are you referring to? There are other games that involve the Master Emerald, such as Advance 3, Battle, Rivals, and Chronicles. If you're referring to Chronicles, then I get it. But there's no reason to suggest the others aren't canon.
So, Shadow and Heroes. Real or android?
Real.
I don't fucking know.
Great. But if he is an android, what did he do after the events of Heroes?
I don't know, rented a bouncy house?
You're still talking about that? 5 sins for not shutting up about that already.
All right! Our next adventure awaits us, so there's no time to waste. Yeah! We're Sonic Heroes!
Roll credits.
It doesn't count if the credits actually roll.
Oh, well then can we send the fact that we have to watch the credits 5 different times over the course of the game?
Yes. Yes, we can.
I don't think so. Sure, it can get repetitive, but they aren't too long and you get different music to jam to for each one.
Oh, f you, game.
Why is that, like, a big deal to get all A ranks on, like, each of the stages? I'm just curious. We'll have to see YouTube social. I was playing the PlayStation 2 version.
Whips.
Still, I'm just curious on, like... these special stages. I hate them so much.
Hey everyone, TonySonic.
Alright, I want to hear your thoughts of this game.
As always, I hope you enjoyed it a lot. You know, despite finding Sonic Adventure 1 to be heavily flawed and Adventure 2 to be only good and not great, I actually had a fun time with Heroes. Like, I liked basically almost the entire thing, and I think that's mainly due to the consistency of it. Rather than having like a bunch of different gameplay modes that can range from good to bad to mediocre, this one is one gameplay style that's very well executed for the most part, with slight differences between each team.
Yeah.
So I think for that reason, I had fun playing it. Normally. But when going for all the emeralds? Boy. But even then, I'd still place in my top 10 Sonic games. Top 5 even. With that said, thank you for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, comment what you thought, and even consider subscribing. That way you don't miss out on future content. It's not going to cost you anything, so you're not risking anything at all. With that said, anyone up for a battle?
Let me get out my boxing gloves real quick, and then I'll be ready for a huge battle. Depends on, like, what kind of battle. Alright, that's it. That's everything wrong with Charri5 Sonic Heroes. Make sure to go subscribe to TonySonic. I will link the video in my description below. What I think of the game is, I think it's pretty fun. I enjoyed it much more than Unleashed, but not as much as Generations. Boss fights were alright, the gameplay was alright. Gets kind of tedious replaying the same levels, but the changes did really make much of a difference. The music is actually pretty cool in this game, I'm not gonna lie. I really like the soundtracks. Well, I'm done with this, so I'll see you all later. In the meantime, expect another video pretty soon, but that'll be it. I don't know if I will continue reaction videos, but it'll be what it is.